This is what we're going to be creating. So we're going to be making profile pictures as videos with visual effects. So I'm going to be teaching you how to use After Effects and some of the basics and how to create what we created right here. So throughout the video I say we're going to be turning it into a GIF, but I actually just ended up using a little video. It ended up being a smaller file. I don't know why. I couldn't figure out how to do GIFs for my Facebook profile, but I did figure out how you could do a video. Once we create this, you're going to end up putting this on your email, and on your phone you're going to download this video through your email. The version of Facebook on your phone will actually allow you to upload videos as your profile picture, which you can't do on the computer. So let's begin with this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, you guys, my name's Brendan. You can always go back, you can always pause. Also, I hope you guys learned quite a bit. Let's get to it. So first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to open Adobe After Effects. Also downloading and updating Adobe Media Encoder to the most updated version you can, or you might have linking issues. Okay, so first things first is you are going to open up Adobe After Effects. This is what you should find. Now this might look kind of daunting at first, but I promise you, once you understand the layout, it's pretty simple. If you guys have any issues, look it up on YouTube or anything like that. I promise you guys that there's tutorials out there that you guys can follow and stuff. But today we're going to be making GIFs, Facebook GIFs, Facebook profile GIFs. Okay, so first things first is you're going to see all this. The first thing I want you to look at is this little area over here. This is default. And then you got learn, then you got standard, then you've got small screen, then you've got libraries. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on default. What these buttons do, if you click on one, they'll change the actual layout. Notice how everything moved around, fun stuff. So make sure you click on default. Up here on the left side corner, the top side of your screen, you're going to click File, Save As. Okay, you're going to find the place where you're going to save it. Make sure you organize your files, very important. So I'm just going to call it Visual Effects Shot GIF Test 1. You're going to click Save. Sweet! First step's done. Nice, guys. First step. Awesome. Once you understand the layout, everything else will start to make sense, especially if you've used a program like Adobe Photoshop. So over here, we've got the projects area. Right here, this is where you're going to be importing your files. Drag and drop the folder or the movie you want to put into here, or picture. This is like your library, if that makes sense. This is called the timeline. This is where you're going to be using all of your keyframes. This is where you're going to be playing your video. You're going to also be able to see your video layers down here, just like you would in Adobe Photoshop. If you guys use that, I'm guessing. Right here. This is where you're going to be previewing your video. This is your composition. Your composition basically is just where all of your effects and layers are going to be stored into, where you can preview it. So, first things first, let's import the video. Now, I'll give you guys the video. Your teacher should be able to give it to you. So, or whoever you're working with or whatever you're doing. Over here, you can see I have my folders. So first we're going to do a test that I shot. After you do this effect, do your own, make your own GIF. In this, I'll show you how to make a Facebook GIF, how to export things as GIFs, how to do visual effects, and how to do animations. We go to camera footage. We're going to import this down here. You're going to click it, hold it down, and you're going to drag it into your projects area, this box right here. When you drop it in, you're going to notice how it comes up here. You can also see the video up here. Feel free to pause whenever you want. Click on Composition None right here. So we're going to click the footage. We're going to click it, and we're going to drag it down either into the preview, where you're going to be previewing the video, the composition, or you could drag it into the timeline, which it'll do the same exact thing basically. So for now, we're just going to click it, click, hold, until you either get into this area right here, this little gray area, or this darker gray area. So you're going to just hold it and then click. You'll notice how it appears. Wonderful! Everything's good. You can see over here, this has your video name right there. This is your layer. So this is your video and how long it is. Right over here, all these fun things. If you are confused on where a button is, or if you don't know what a button does, one thing that you could do that is really helpful is you can highlight, just put your mouse over it, and it'll literally tell you what that button does or what that effect does. So this is the resolution of your video file right here. So you can either, if things are lagging, we can go to half or third or a quarter of a quality. You'll notice how I got all pixely. That's because we're at a quarter of a resolution. Right here, you're going to see this little lightning bar. It's going to tell you fast previews. This should only be used when you're doing like heavy duty 3D. So we're going to click on this and then go down below and click off. Final quality. Perfect. Sweet, guys. So now when you watch it, it's not pixelating everywhere you look. Now if you click this little blue thing right here, you should be able to move. If you hold it down, you can move it left. You move your mouse left or right. And you should be able to see it scroll through your video, which is awesome. Right where it says layer, go to composition. Footage, layer, composition. Just go to composition. Try to stay on composition. Up here on the right side of your screen, if you click over here, you'll see info. It'll tell you things about your clip. Audio, it'll open up all these audio functions. Effects and presets. This area will do so much for you guys. If you click on effects presets, you can type in anything like glow, laser. Okay, it's called Saber. Make sure you download Saber. It's smart. It's nice. If we come down to here, we click preview. It's basically how you watch your video. So you can either go over here and click space, and it'll start to render it out. It's going to be laggy at first, but let the green bar go over everything first. And then it should play it in regular speed. The play button is right here. This is a previous frame, first frame, next frame, last frame. So again, if you just highlight over something, it should tell you what it does. Frame rates right here, resolution. You can tell it to skip frames if it's being super laggy, just so you can work with it and see what it looks like somewhat. Full screen, don't do that. Audio, play audio and preview. So yeah, we're just gonna click that and that's how we play that. You guys are probably gonna be staring at my face a lot doing this, and I'm so sorry. So if we go down and look at the left side of the layer, you should see this eye and this audio. If you don't want your audio to be there, click the audio, and when it disappears, it shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be able to hear it anymore. If you don't want to see this layer, you click this eyeball, and the video disappears. So we're going to click that, make sure the eye is showing. We're going to click this little arrow right by it, right there. And then once you click it, you should see below it, go to transform and click. You can either double click transform or click the arrow right next to transform right here. Right below, you'll see that there's an anchor point, position, scale, rotation, and opacity. Opacity is just basically how visible it is. You guys probably already know this. Anyways, you guys are smart. You guys know your stuff. If we click on opacity, we can change the opacity of this video layer. We can bring it to, you can either click it once and type in any number, 50, 0, or 100. Or we can click on it, holding down, turn left or right. Left or right. We can also rotate by going to our rotation and clicking on the numbers right next to it. You can either enter in a number or not. If you guys want to be able to undo an effect you did, up here there's File, Edit, Composition, Layer, Effect, and you scroll down right under Edit and it says Undo. Perfect. You can go to Scale, you can scale it. You can go to Position and you can move it. Now, one more way I can move it, I can also affect this layer right here just by clicking on it in the preview. So I can click on my video layer and if I hold down the mouse, I can move it anywhere I want. Also, you should see these dots around my footage layer. I should be able to just click on one of them or any of them. If I hold down and click, I can scale it and then I can move it, I can scale it, just so you guys know the basics. Okay, now that I've shown you this, I'm gonna go up here. So up here is your pointer tool, selection tool. So we got the pointer tool, that's just how you click on things. You've got your hand tool. If you click this hand tool, if you click anywhere and try to move things around, it'll actually just move your entire preview without moving all your layers around. If that makes sense. Magnifying glass, it's another way of doing it, I guess. Wonderful pixels. Shapes. Here, this pen tool is going to be nice. You can draw kind of with it. we can use that for other things, and we're going to be using it for other things. You've got text. This is how you just do basic text like hi. These other tools, play with them if you guys want. Click the selection tool and you can move this guy around. Now you notice how this text layer is above the video layer. This is where this program becomes pretty amazing. I could put this text anywhere I want. So I could put it right here, and it's above this layer so I can see it, but if I put it below this layer, it'll disappear. You guys have used Photoshop, you guys know how layers work, so I'm not going to really go into that too much. Hope that's okay with you guys. But yeah, if you can't see a layer, try moving it up or moving it down. You just click it, you just click the name, and then you click that and you hold and you move it up till you see this blue line go where you want it to go. We're going to put this layer above this layer, and then we can go to preview. Preview is over here, and then we're going to click preview. So now it's going to re-render, and we should see this I'm weird. I'm sorry, guys. So you guys have learned some of the most basic stuff now. So up here we're going to go to File, File, Save. So let's say I want this I'm weird to just kind of fade in. You'll notice how there's two layers. Click the arrows to close or open things. I'm going to click the I'm weird font. You're going to go to text. There's all these options just by clicking the arrows or by double clicking the name. We're going to go to transform and opacity. You guys don't have to do this. I'm just doing this just to show you guys how After Effects works and how keyframes work. We're going to click on that stopwatch. And you guys should notice right here, it's created this diamond shape. This is a keyframe. You guys should know what keyframes are. So we want this keyframe to have 100% opacity. But we also want a keyframe right here that's 0% opacity. So now that we've made a keyframe right here, we're going to go to the very first frame, and I should be able to, since my time watch is selected, never unselect that after you've selected it, because it won't record your data. So make sure that your time watches are always blue if possible. We're going to go to 0 on this keyframe. So as we play through, you'll notice how it goes from 0 to 100. 0 is fully invisible, and then 100 is fully visible. So now if we go to preview up here, it should fade in basically. You can also do the same thing with scale. So if I click the time watch, set it to 1, it'll create a keyframe wherever I set it. And then if I go to I'm weird, let's click this. Let's type in 110. So it should scale it. It should have an animated scale as well. Do that with position. I can set a keyframe right here. And then make sure you click on your selector again up here, your selection tool, and you can move it. And then I go over here into the keyframe and I make a keyframe over here. Over here. Notice how I've got 3 keyframes now. It's because I've moved it 3 times. It's automatically making them for me. Go up to preview and click play. Let's go to File, Save. So if you got other assets or stock footage you want to add to this, like let's say like googly eyes on my eyes, you would import it over here. So File, Import, File. You just find a random video, you click open, it imports, drag it back in. Okay, over here, so these are all your different compositions. If you want to close one of them to make it less confusing, you just press this X button, boom, boom. We're going to go over to Effects and Presets over here, and then right here. So if I want to darken it or change or mess with the colors, one thing I can mess with is, let's type in curves. You'll see a color correction, curves. What you do is you click the name. The name is always safe, generally. We're going to click the name and we're going to drag it down. You can either drag it up here onto the layer. Remember to keep holding it down with your mouse. But I'm going to drag it to my main footage layer. Perfect. Over here, you've got your project and your effect controls. You'll see 2 things up here. We're going to click, if you click on project, you'll see all the video files you've imported and their names. But also right next to project now is effect controls. Now if I click curves over here, I can click this line and I can move it this direction or this direction. I can click it again and do weird kinds of effects. If you guys don't want it, or if you guys want to hide it, you're gonna click on this little effects button. You're gonna click that, and it should hide. If once this no longer says effects, it should be gone. You shouldn't be able to see the effect. And if you, for some reason, you're not seeing an effect and you forgot you did it, just look up here. If it doesn't show effects, just click it. Now that we've got that, we can do a lot of cool effects. Okay, so now let's say you want to render it. If you want to render this as just a normal video, you're gonna go like this. Let's say we want it to start here. See these blue lines? One's over here, the other's right here. Let's say if I just want only this to be rendered, we're going to make sure you can click on these blue things and you can drag them left or right. I'm going to drag the right one all the way closer to the left, so it's only selecting this area. And then this little gray box between these two lines, if you click on this gray, not right here or right here or right here, you want to click right here. Very important, you click right there. You're going to right click. We're going to click trim comp to work area. Now you'll notice, if we click back on our timeline, it's the whole timeline is only this now. Hope you guys haven't died yet, but don't die. Dying's bad for your kidneys. Now that we've got this, I'm weird animation, everything's perfect. We are going to go to composition up here at the very top left and go to pre-render. Output movie 2. So this is wherever your video is going to save to. So find out wherever you're happy saving this to. I'm just going to call it render 1. Now you can go through all these. It's going to be on render QQ. You'll see it down here. It says main video import. Let's delete this. Main video import. You're going to go to QQ Adobe Media Encoder, and we're going to click that. This is Media Encoder. So first things first is this is going to open up when you click that button in After Effects. And this is what you want to be focusing on. I just have a different file in right now, just so I can show you guys how to do it. So up here, you'll see three things. You'll see the kind of video, the match source, so resolution and stuff, and then where you're going to save it. So right here, if we click on this little arrow right next to H.264, you'll see all these different things. Generally, this is how you'd animate a GIF. So you'd click that to animate the GIF, to render an animated GIF out. But I'm going to do H.264, okay? We're going to click match high bitrate. This is a beautiful picture of me. Now we'll notice, right now this is 6 megabytes. So we want our video to be at least under 25 megabytes big. If you come down to here to basic video settings, we can come down to width and height, and there's this little blue box with this check arrow in it. If you click that, you can bring down your resolution of the video, and this will in turn bring down the video size. For videos at least, it generally does that. As far as I'm aware, you can also bring down the bitrate. Right down here, bitrate settings. Look, it went down to 3 megabytes. Then you click OK. And then how do we render this? Well, green play button, we're going to click on it, and down here it'll render for us. And boom, you guys, that's how you do that. Let's finish this tutorial. You guys should all have the files of the video, of the assets we're going to be adding to it, like the blood. Let's close all of these compositions down here. Let's do that really quick. Okay, we're doing a new one. So you're going to click your main video clip. So we're going to just drag that right down into this little box right here. Okay, as you should see, it should create this whole new timeline, as you can see. We're going to go to layer, new, you can do text, solid, all these fun things. We're going to go to solid. That'll create like a big square the size of your video of any color you want. So if I want lasers to be shooting out of my eyes, I probably want my eyes to be glowing too. So I'm just going to do white. You click this little white box right here where it says color. You click that, and then you can move this around, and you can pick any color you want. Then click over here to OK. Click OK, enter. Oof, that is bright. So if we only want my eyes, the inside to be glowing, we'll want to see the rest of the face to know where we want that to be. Then we're going to click this eyeball. That's just basically going to hide the layer, if that makes sense. On, off. Hiding, not hiding. So we're going to make sure that's hiding by clicking the eyeball. Now we want it to only be where the eyes are. We're going to right-click the white solid 3 layer on the name, right-click, and this should all pop up. We're going to click rename at the very bottom. Let's name this Eye Glow. Now that we've got this, Eye Glow, and that it's invisible, which is a good thing, we're going to come up to here, We're going to rotoscope. It's basically just when you cut out a piece of footage, so it's only in that one area. So instead of the whole screen being all white, whatever you cut out is going to be white, if that makes sense. Down over here, we're going to click this and we're going to zoom up to my face. So let's choose 800. You can either go up here and click this hand, and then you should be able to move around without moving all the layers around, if that makes sense. Your view around. Or if you click back on the pointer, you can click on your middle mouse tool. Personally, I like to hold down the middle mouse scroller wheel. Just hold it down, not scrolling it around, and that'll just do that. Next thing is we're going to click this thing over here called pen tool. We're going to click that. Now you should notice our cursor looks like a pen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click. You'll see it creates a point. Then you're going to click again, but hold it down, and you're going to move it to your left a little bit, and it'll create this bend kind of shape. Okay? You want to use the least amount of points while trying to follow it. We're going to create a third point, hold down to drag to make that curve. 3, 4 points. 4 points. 5 points. And then you're going to close it off by clicking this last big square one. Boom. Back to our selection tool. We're going to click that. And now we should be able to click on our points. So now if I click it and hold it down, I should be able to move this around. So we've got this eyeball. Now if I click on this, where this eyeball should be, it's only right there. Click on this eye symbol right next to your layer. We're going to click that to make sure it's going away. So you're going to click the little arrow right by eye glow. But now there's this new thing. This is a mask. These purple lines and dots, that's a mask. And we're going to click on the little arrow right by mask 1. And mask path, you've got mask feather. Basically what these do is if I click the eyeball again, if I change the mask feather numbers, it kind of blurs the edges. Now we want to hide the eyeball, so I'll click this eye to make it go invisible again. And we're going to click mask path and click this little time watch right next to it till it's blue. So now you'll notice these might all turn into these like filled in squares. You're just going to click right in the middle of the eyeball, just one time. And now you'll see that they're circles again. And you should be able to move them around. Now, notice how there's like these little line intervals, like every 5 frames there's a little line. Well, we're going to, on each one of these, we are going to move all of these points to where the eye is at that point. To move the whole eyeball, to move all these points at once, is by clicking outside of it and holding down, you can create this square selection, right? And then by clicking on any of these, holding it down, you can move them all over. Now, if you don't want them all to be selected again, you just click inside the eyeball one more time. Just one time, one click. And then you should be able to move these around again. I'm going to go to 800, and we're going to turn this to 1600. Okay, so now each time we're going to go to a new line. We can move it over. You can create a square. Move that over. Create a square. We're just following the eyeball. And you'll notice how it's like kind of moving with it now. So we're going to go, let's do all these, and then we'll do the keyframes in between those. Okay guys, everything should be mostly tracked good enough. Once you're done, you're gonna click File, Save. Okay, so you've got one eyeball done. If you want to see how it looked, so go over here to Preview and click Play, and just let that render out. At the keyframe where he's blinking around here, you can go to the end of your eye glow white layer. We're gonna click that and hold that down, and you can move it around till this red thing ends right at that keyframe. So now this layer works until that point. Okay, but that's only one eye. I'm sorry guys, but you gotta do another eye. Or you could just do one eye, but I'm gonna do my next eye now. Now I'm gonna click my selector tool up here, and then click my pen tool again. And I'm gonna zoom up. So I'm gonna go over here, go to 600, I'm gonna move up here. I'm going to create another eyeball. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just gonna do 7 this time. And now you'll see that there's 2 masks. You can click these little arrows to open one up. So you'll see we have mask 1, this is mask 1, and then you've got mask 2, this is this one. We're gonna go to our feather, we're gonna type in 3. Our feather will be 3 on that one. We're going to click on mask path, and we're going to click on the time watch so it's blue, and do the same thing as before. So we're going to, wherever you see these white dashes, every 5 frames, I think it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe it's 10, I don't know. We're going to click our little eyeball so it's hidden. We're going to click our selection tool up here. We can literally just select all these, and we can move them to the right places, and just sometimes it's guesswork, so I'm just going to go through all of these. Okay guys, so now that our eyeballs have fully been masked and rotoscoped, you should be able to go scroll through here and just see how they're masked onto your eyeballs. So we're going to click on our eye glow up here. So now if we go to effects and presets over here, let's type in glow. Look for stylize glow. And what you're going to do is you're going to click the word glow, and you're going to hold it down, and you're going to drag it onto your eye glow layer. Now you should see it now you should be able to see your glow. You can turn the layer off and on. The glow radius basically is the radius of it all, how far it extends out of your mask. Bring your glow intensity to 2. This is looking better. The thing is we can stack effects. Grab our glow, we can drag another one on it, and you'll see now it's got the extra glow, and we can affect these. Let's bring up the radius. Let's put it in one more time just to see what that looks like. Bring up the glow radius a lot. Let's say we want another glow color within this. So if I click glow 3 over here, click it, go to glow colors, click original colors, and I can bring that to A and B colors. Click that. Now you'll see it uses these 2 colors, A and B. So we can click on this white right here, and we can make this go red. Boom. Choose red, and then make your black also choose red. So now, don't know how well you guys can see it, we're starting to get like a kind of a very, very faint red glow with this all. So that might give you some, you can do that if you want, or you can choose a more like medium, or you can just choose white. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to click our eye glow down here. And right here, there's this mode. You're going to click normal and go to screen. Okay. You can either do screen or add, and then make sure to save your project. File, save. If this is all you wanted to do, this is an awesome looking shot. We're going to add our lasers. Lasers coming out of our eyes. We're going to go to layer up here, new, solid. So we're going to make another solid. We're going to click black. We're going to click OK and click OK one more time. So we got a black solid. We're going to go to effects over here. We're going to type in Saber. We're going to click it. We're going to drag it onto our black solid layer. And it's going to appear on our black solid layer. We're going to see this awesome beam. Here, you'll see all these cool effects. So you got glow bias, core size. You can change all these numbers. Glow bias, the kind of different kind of glow effects. So you should see these two dots. Here you can move them, you can click them, and dragging them, you can move them around. One down here and one over here. Perfect. So now we want to be able to see our background. On our actual layer down here, we're going to go, our mode is going to go to screen or add. I'm going to go with screen. Make sure you have Saber selected or you won't be able to move these dots around. If you go to customize core down over here, you can change the start size so you can see how that changed. And then we're just going to animate this as well. So every other keyframe, we're going to click one of these and we're just going to make sure our dots are where we want them to be. Keyframe of the video and click core start time watch and the core end time watch. Make sure those are always blue, those two. And then we're just going to move through here. Remember, you can change your core size. Go over here. Move this. Try to keep these two lines where your eyes are pointing. And if you guys want to be able to see where you've made your keyframes, you want to click this little arrow down to layer Lazer 1. And you should be able to see these little dots. That's where you've made your animations and stuff. So to make our laser red, we're going to go to glow color. It's like that blue box, and then just pick the kind of color you guys want. And then to end our laser, I'm just going to go to the very end of our laser over here, clip, and I'm going to click the very end, and I'm going to bring it to our last frame. This is beautiful. Okay, over here. So over on your presets, you can even change your kinds of lasers, any kinds of lasers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click our Lazer 1. So now that we've got our lasers done, you can play it, go up to preview, click your play button. So I gave you guys some files of some sparks, of some blood, some possible fire. Probably not going to use the fire though. Go to your stock footage assets. Let's do sparks first. So let's just bring in some of these. You can just drag them right here. You'll see that they're really small files, and as we play it, you'll see as we scroll through, you'll see that they're just some little sparks. So you can go to mode, normal, and then screen, or you guys can do add. You can go to effects and presets. You can type in glow up here. And you can add glow to your sparks layer. You can mess with the glow on these sparks too. Once we have these sparks, one thing we can do is by clicking on, go to transform on this little arrow, and we can rotate these sparks, right? Them and move them over here, either with these numbers or just by clicking and dragging. You can copy and paste this, guys. So you can click your sparks layer, you can go to edit, copy, edit, paste. or you can duplicate it. You can move it throughout here. Okay, so now when you click, you should have all these sparks, and then just play with all these different sparks. I gave you guys different variations. You guys can scale them, make them big. Oh, I also gave you these black guys. So what you could do is you can go to add, basically takes away all the black, or you can go to screen and that takes away black too. Now that we've got this, I'm weird animation, everything's perfect. We are going to go to composition up here, at the very top, left, and go to pre-render. Output movie 2. So this is wherever your video is going to come saved to. So find out wherever you're happy saving this to. I'm just going to call it render 1. Now you can go through all these. It's going to be on render QQ. You'll see it down here. It says main video import. Let's delete this. Main video import. You're going to go to QQ Adobe Media Encoder, and we're going to click that. This is Media Encoder. So first things first is this is going to open up when you click that button in After Effects. And this is what you want to be focusing on. I just have a different file in right now just so I can show you guys how to do it, but here's what we're going to do. So up here you'll see three things. You'll see the kind of video, the match source, so resolution and stuff, and then where you're going to save it. So right here, if you click on this little arrow right next to H.264, you'll see all these different things. Generally, this is how you'd animate a GIF. So you'd click that to animate the GIF, to render an animated GIF out. But I'm gonna do H.264, okay? We're gonna click match high bit rate. This is a beautiful picture of me. Now we'll notice, right now this is 6 megabytes. So we want our video to be at least under 25 megabytes big. If you come down to here to basic video settings, we can come down to width and height, and there's this little blue box with this check arrow in it. If you click that, you can bring down your resolution of the video, and this will in turn bring down the video size. For videos at least, it generally does that. As far as I'm aware, you can also bring down the bitrate. Right down here, bitrate settings. Look, it went down to 3 megabytes. Then you click OK. And then how do we render this? Well, green play button, we're gonna click on it, and down here it'll render for us. And boom, you guys, that's how you do that. So we're gonna come down to our email, open up your email. We're gonna do compose up here, subject to yourself, and you'll wanna open this up on your phone. If you don't have a phone, ask your friend to help you. So you're gonna email yourself. So I'm gonna type in my own email really quick. Wherever it's saved, we're gonna grab this and we're going to just drop it in. Might take a minute or two, okay? We're gonna send this. So now it should say me. So now you wanna open this up on your phone and you wanna download the video on your phone. And then you'll wanna go to Facebook on your phone, you'll click update profile picture, and it'll give you a function that says update profile picture or video. And you'll click video, and you'll find the video on your phone that you downloaded, and you'll upload it that way. So yeah, so it seemed that like it cut my footage in half. So maybe you guys might just want to make it shorter. You guys can cut it shorter if you guys want. I'm sorry if I made you do all that hard work. Hope you guys just had fun doing it, and I wish you guys luck. So that's how you guys do it. See you guys later.